Hey YouTube, what's going on? So we're going to start to get into your car's suspension, go over all the different components and how it affects your car's ride. I felt a good place to start was with the common debate, if you will, between lowering springs and full coilover suspensions. When we're talking about these two products, I feel like they're on completely opposite ends of the performance spectrum. Your lowering spring is going to be like your entry level, cheapest, simplest to understand. And then your coilover is, a lot more sophisticated and, comes with the price tag. So I really don't feel like it's a debate between the parts themselves, but more has to do with you and what you want out of your car. You got to look at what your build is, if it's a show car, a track car, the longevity you're expecting out of your car, how much money you have to spend on your car. Those I think are the more important questions than the products themselves. We'll go ahead and talk about the products though, the different pros and cons. I have the lowering spring here, which simply just goes over your stock shocks. And it's going to be shorter than what you have on the car, it lowers the car. So obviously both products will lower your car. This one obviously does it a lot cheaper. It's kind of a set it and forget it, which is a good thing for people that may be beginners and not wanting to mess with the adjusting dampers and too much of the ride height. So this is beneficial to you if you just want to kind of set it and forget it. Like I said, cheapest, simplest to understand. But obviously they do come with some cons. That set it and forget it can kind of be bad. If you have it too low or it's too stiff and you really don't like the ride, you're gonna have to start all over, get different ones. There's nothing that you can do to it other than just replace it if you're unhappy with it. The other thing is different manufacturers will vary on ride height. So when you go to put it on the car, if you're unhappy with the height, as soon as you install it, again, you just have to replace the whole thing. And also, by placing a lowering spring on your stock shocks, it's going to increase the workload or the tension really on your shocks, which will decrease the longevity. Now some people will preach that they've never had any issues with it, and cheers to them. I've had issues myself with it. So I'm more a fan of the full coilover system. I kind of believe in do it right or else you might end up doing it twice, and I don't like to do that. So we'll get into the coilover, which obviously has its pros. The pros, fully adjustable. You can adjust the damper, which basically is the bumps that you're riding over, how it's absorbed between the damper and the shock itself. It's going to absorb that. It helps with your cornering. Again, you can adjust your ride height. So let's say you're in an area where it snows, you can have it slam during the summer and raise it up during the winter. It has basically one piece. It comes from the manufacturer like this, so it's tested, it's under warranty, all that on this setup. So as opposed to like your lowering spring, you could end up having like a Frankenstein setup where you have one brand here, another brand here, and it's just not going to work as efficiently as something like this that's just straight out of the box ready to go onto your car. A lot of these systems are set up for your car specifically. This one's for an Acura Integra. So definitely a lot of pros. The cons to it, I'm sure you can probably guess them. You got to know what you're doing. If you don't know how to adjust it, it's not impossible to learn it. But if you're looking for something like a quick fix, lowering springs is definitely going to be better for you. And also the price tag. I'm a firm believer, and if you set it in your mind to get something like this, even if it's out of your price range, as soon as you put it out there and you stay focused, you're able to get something like this. Also helps with longevity. As far as like I said, the components working together like they should. It has stuff to protect the damper. Just better product for sure. Another thing to consider as far as your build is your maintenance after you adjust your ride height. A lot of times, when you lower your car, it's going to throw your alignment off. So when your alignment is altered, you're obviously going to need a four-wheel alignment. Also, when you're lowering your car, if you're lowering it kind of drastic or whatever, highly recommended that you either get a camber kit or you prepare to roll your fenders. so that the adjustment from the tires will be able to fit. We can still be able to get good ride quality out of it. So that's been our video on lowering springs versus coilovers. Please feel free to ask questions, add them in the comments below. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys on the next video.